Okay, so we got our kiwis getting watered. It actually works pretty well. If you guys have something growing on a vine, these are our kiwis, but you can see it grows on a similar vine as like a grape trellis. But if you take a watering hose, a drip line irrigation system, and wrap it around that top hose, it drips right down on them. And you don't have to worry about about hitting it when you mow and weed eat underneath that. Works pretty well, actually. So the vines will grow over top of it. I just hooked it on with zip ties for right now. But the vines will grow over top of it as they all grow and kind of take over, and then hopefully eventually the rootstock is strong enough that we don't even have to irrigate this anymore. That's kind of the eventual goal. But anyways, I thought it was kind of neat. It is busy. We have been slammed. The well pump is in finally, so we do have water. We did the video on the well pump, but we tested it today. So we do have water, do have good running water there. We got the water sample sent out to get tested. Getting our filtration system, we ordered that today, so that'll get installed. And then basically next step over the next few weeks will be trenching lines and getting that water hooked up to the house and the irrigation and everything. It'll be really, really nice. Looking forward to it. So can't wait to get off county water and be able to irrigate without paying a massive bill. What I want to talk to you guys about today is this labor strike going on with the railroads right now. And I mean, we're not going to get into the efficacy of unions and the morality of unions the ethics of unions. That's a different discussion, and honestly one that needs to happen with a two-sided conversation, not just me talking into the camera. But anyways, the union right now, I guess controls the labor for the railways, and I don't know which railways it controls the labor for. I would assume all of it, but I'm not certain on that right now. But anyways, it looks like they're going on strike, and I didn't report on this the other day because it didn't look like it was, well, I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. I shouldn't say it didn't look like it. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen. Now it does look like it's likely to happen, and so it looks like it's starting on Monday. And what does this mean for you? We've got a lot of issues right now, y'all. We've got a lot of issues with the price of your feed. Food prices getting astronomical, shipping prices getting astronomical, and people don't realize how much stuff we purchase still that is shipped on railways. I mean, coal and grains and all the animal feeds that you're using, all this stuff comes on railway, and railway is still a great shipping method. Will it put a huge damper in it? It might in the shipping in the supply chain, because those things still have to ship, and they're going to end up shipping with trucks, and trucks are having enough problems right now. Diesel prices, labor shortages in the trucking industry is astronomical right now. Plus the general overregulation of the trucking industry is causing lots of problems there as well. And so what is likely to happen with this? Probably see continual shortages like we've seen, where things are getting sparser and sparser in the stores. Probably going to be looking at some higher prices. Some increased costs, pretty substantial increased costs, I think. So it's, guys, it's just, again, like I keep saying, it's one more straw on the camel's back. It's one more thing that is hitting our economy that is just, one of these things is going to push us over the edge. I'm not sure which thing it's going to be yet, but something that's happening is going to end up driving this over the edge. There's just no way around it. And it is concerning. It's concerning about where this is going to go, and how we're going to get our food next year. I am concerned with that. If you're not concerned with that, then you should be. Food prices are going to go through the roof next year. I don't think there's anybody that's debating that, but this is one more straw on the camel's back, because how this is going to end is that there's going to be a negotiation. That negotiation is going to take, who knows? It could take a couple days, could take weeks. But it's going to end in a negotiation, and basically what's going to happen is the unions are going to end up winning. They're going to get a little bit more money. The union itself will be the one that wins the most. They'll get paid a big fat check, and the laborers will get, whatever, $1 an hour increase or something. And all that price, all that's going to happen is the railway is going to pay it for a little while, and then it's going to get offset to the consumer at the end of the day, because everything filters down. That might take 2 years to filter down, but it's going to filter down. Don't think for a second that any corporation, and railways are kind of a different animal because they're federally subsidized as well. They're a whole different thing. Somebody knows how that works. Send me an article on it. I'd love to get more detail on how the railway system actually works with their federal subsidization and how they can operate at a loss and whatever. Anyways, only business in the world is allowed to operate at a loss. But bottom line is, guys, this is just going to exacerbate the problems that we're seeing right now, because it's a huge straw on the camel's back, and it directly affects exactly the issues that we've been talking about, that we're having, and it doesn't look like it's going anywhere, guys. It just looks like every time you turn around a corner, something is getting worse. Everything is just, there's always something else that's going to get in the way of our supply chain or of our food and the ability to produce our food. Something is just going to get in the way. Get with those local producers now, where you're not relying on the shipping. We've been looking around. Actually, we're going to be going away from the traditional grains that we've been wanting to use, because we're going to be looking for somebody closer that can help us get set up a little bit more locally with our feeds. So anyways, guys, if you're not thinking ahead, if you're not looking at what's going to happen next year, not putting some food away, not getting a plan to reattain more food, you're setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up for a rough year, and to not be able to, I don't want to say starve, because I'm not convinced that that's necessarily what will happen in America, but certainly spend some time looking for some food, and certainly not be as well off as you could be if you spend a little bit of time preparing now. Get out of this system. Get out of this broken system that relies on you working 50 years to end up with $1.5 million in a 401k while a bunch of other people get rich around you. Well, not a bunch of other people ahead of you, on top of you, getting rich. Get out of this broken system. And guys, I'm a capitalist. I'm not against businesses running businesses. That's not what I'm saying. I'm talking about these corporate empires that, like all the food in America, like 90% of the food in the grocery store comes from one of 10 companies. That's a monopoly, because basically what happens is when, Tom and Jerry's mom and pop shop finds a new fizzy soda that they want to offer, and it starts making headways, what will happen is Coke or Pepsi comes in there and offers them so much money they can't turn it down. Let's say they have $1 million business. Coke and Pepsi comes in there and offers them $20 million for that business, because they want the control of the market, and it's worked. And that's what will continue to happen until we decide that, from a moral and ethical decision, we don't want these massive corporations to run the show anymore. We want to start giving some products back to the local shops. So, guys, I'll let you go with that. This strike is going to be probably a bit of a nothing burger. Again, one more straw on the camel's back. One more thing to drive up price. Not to mention we got the inflation numbers. What was it, 9.1%? The official inflation numbers. I'd like to see what the shadow stats are, but 9.1% the official inflation number. So inflation the federal government has not been able to even get close to getting it under control. So we'll see how that goes before the election. There'll be a bombshell before the election. I guarantee it. Always is. Every time. Be about October, I think. They'll have a big bombshell telling us something's gotten fixed, or somebody was doing something they weren't supposed to be doing. Guys, I appreciate y'all watching. This is a little bit of a rant. I wanted to get a video out for you guys, and really wanted to talk about this, let you guys know what was going on with this if you haven't heard about this yet. But how, again, we all know how it's going to affect us. This is not rocket science to figure out how that shipping issue is going to affect us. So I will talk to y'all later. We'll see y'all tomorrow morning, 6:30. And thanks so much for watching. Make sure, guys, subscribe to the channel, comment. It really does help the algorithm out. The last video was you saw the firearms video pretty much tanked. We definitely got shadow banned on that one because of all the keywords in there. But whatever, put the video out. We put the information out there. It's up to them to distribute it. I can't control that. So we will catch y'all tomorrow. Thanks.